want to understand, and I would want everyone to understand, what do you do exactly, and your association with the words science and space, nuclear, atomic, which you said are closer to your hearts. These are your fortes that you love to write and talk about the most. How would you explain that to current 10-year-old Ruchira, who did not have any, I would say, even ounce of an idea that this is what she's going to dedicate her life towards?
That's a very interesting question. I would say I do multiple things. I tell stories. I tell stories of people. I tell stories of people of science. I tell stories of science, technology, and innovation and invention. I help children to understand science better. I help them to innovate better. I help educators to educate students better about science and innovation. I help institutions to set up a sustainable environment for science education. So yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, and I think that's what is setting the most firm backbone or the strata of society, the structure of society, as we can say, the base, because as everyone sees that, education, it is the biggest weapon, it is your biggest shield at the same time. So that's what you're contributing, and kids, I believe, are a major part of it, because you want to get that impressionable mind at a very formative age of their growth, all the right education around them about science, about space, about just being in general. So what got you into this, and how old were you when you first started contributing towards this wonderful initiative, I would say?
So I got into this accidentally. I was in school when I started reading about space. I have been grown up in a family where there is like a bookshelf and there are a lot of books around. There are newspapers coming home. You are sitting and reading newspapers every day in the morning and discussing them over a dinner or lunch with the family.
Wow.
So for me, reading was something which came to me naturally, right? I was when I started going to school, I already knew how to write and read. So every day my parents used to give me one storybook so that I can go sit in the school and read that storybook, and I will not disturb my teacher. So that became habit. Then when I was in my 6th grade, I started, I read one book called Totto-chan. I'm
What?
not sure if you have heard about it.
Nope.
The book called Totto-chan, Girl
Totto-chan.
in the Window. Okay, so this book is by one Japanese actress called Tetsuki Kureyanagi, and she has written this story of her own experimental school from Japan. And when I read that book, in one night, I started hating my school. I don't use word hate usually, but that was the feeling that time. I was like, in the school, students are doing everything that they want. They the guy who loves doing experiments is always in the lab. And in my school, I visit lab only if I get selected in Homi Baba competition or if I'm in 10th grade, right? So I was like, I want to go to lab every day because I read science. I read my first science book when I was in 3rd grade. It was a biography of George Washington Carver by Veena Gavankar. Obviously, it was in Marathi. I was in a Marathi medium school. Then in 5th grade, I read Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's Wings of Fire. And that was a competition. That was a year when Dr. Kalam retired as a president of the country, and then for every allocation competition there was only one subject, right? Who is your favorite president? Talk about him. So my mom used to write essays for me because I used to hate writing. I mean, you should never say never, and I'm a great example of that. So I always said that I will never ever write in my life, right? So I told my mom, she used to write articles or all the essays, all the monoacts for me, and the arrangement was such that she would give all the reference books to me. I have to read all the references, and then only I will get the ready-made paper. Okay, so she referred to around 10-15 books, and she asked me to read all of them. And after reading all those books, I was like, wow, this is something really interesting. This is all about space, right? And that's where I started knowing about space.
Okay.
Then there was this one newspaper, Samna, where they had one supplement on Sunday, which is Utsav. And in that supplement on the last page, I still remember these people, Aditya Wagmare and Parag Purohit. So Aditya Wagmare used to write about defense, all the nuclear things, and Parag Purohit used to write about space and ISRO particularly. I used to read all of this in Marathi, and that's where the girl in me, you know, the curious girl in me, got that information and all the access to this domain. So I think I know the importance of the newspapers in your life when you do not have access to other knowledge, other mediums, and then through that, all this, like, you know, interest started. After reading Toto Chan, I went to my school. I told my principal that I'm not liking this school. Can you please help me with this? And my principal and my then there was this Marathi teacher we had, D'Souza ma'am. Both of them were kind enough that they actually sat down with me to understand the problem. And when they realized that I just want to go to lab and I want to read storybooks during the lecture because that's what I've been doing, they allowed me to do that. And for next 4 years till my 10th grade, every day when I used to go to the teachers, like whenever I used to go to school, first thing I used to do is going to the principal's room and taking key of the science lab.
So you mean to say basically when you're at Toto Chan, you realize, you know, it's a free world, it's an open world where you can express yourself creatively, emotionally,
Exactly.
technically, wherever you feel your heart is at home, right? And that's what you were not getting over here. The best thing that you took was reading, and reading what you're reading into newspapers. That's where you explored the two bits where one was writing about atomic and nuclear, one was writing about space. And that's how your introduction to everything education and science finally landed up into these two parts, space and atomic.
Yes.
So, you know, like in your formative years, this is your formative years, right? I mean, this is where the children actually find the direction that they want to head towards and, you know, want to make a career out of. So what was it for you? What was the stories that you were reading around that time, you know, in nuclear and atomic and in space? Let's say India or even global.
So we had a computer. My uncle gifted me a computer when I was in 5th grade. So we had internet also. But there was a limited time that we can spend on the computer and internet. Now, if we have any doubt, first thing we do is we Google. But then the Google used to be the last option, right?
Now we chat GPT.
Yeah, I still don't do that. So yeah.